All right, guys. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Monday.
Yes, thank you so much for joining
or whatever
us.
daytime you might be watching this.
Right. Yeah, we're having trouble connecting to Instagram, just letting you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to be live on Instagram this time, but we are live on Facebook and YouTube. So, and
Sorry
again,
about that.
yeah, but again, we always have these on our YouTube channel. So anybody can watch at any time.
And please make sure you do subscribe to that so that you can kind of stay up to speed with everything that's going on, because we are coming out with new information at a lightning speed. So.
Yes, definitely. So we have a great one today because we have a new product.
Boom.
But we want to first start this off talking about sleep.
Yeah.
We all struggle with,
at some point in time. Yeah, absolutely.
I know. I mean, Dr. Ryan's a very good sleeper.
Good sleeper.
I'm not. So I can relate if you were one of those that struggle with sleeping. Insomnia, it's a ruthless thief. It steals our rest, our sanity, and most importantly, though, our health. Like just one sleepless night at a time, because sometimes for those with chronic insomnia, like it's not just one night. We have several nights a week where we struggle to either fall asleep or stay asleep or get that adequate 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep, right? Sleep deprivation is actually a silent killer. It destroys our focus, wreaks havoc on our health, and shaves years off our life.
Yeah, I think that's the main pillar of health, really.
Yeah.
The foundation of it really starts with sleep.
Because if you think about it, if you have lack of sleep, so therefore you're having sleep deprivation, think of the cascade of events that happens from there, right? Exactly. Your stress response increases. Mm-hmm. You start to become more and more depleted of your
vitamins,
micronutrients.
Minerals, micronutrients, right?
And those are two of the biggest things that are just the cascade of just a cascade of events that continues.
And I think you lose some of your resilience.
Yeah,
your ability to weather difficult situations, whether it be physical or mental.
Right.
Overall,
you age faster.
Not to mention the things that happen during sleep, with the memories that are created, the neural pathways that are established.
Yes.
The waste that is taken out via the glial lymphatic is what they're calling it now.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool concept.
Yeah. So we have a solution, and that's what we're going to talk about.
We have thoughts and comments. Lots of narrative around it.
Sure. Yeah. But in a great solution here.
I love it.
So I want to talk a little bit first about, before we get into our new product, our CBN sleep gummies, and dissect what CBN is, and also the other active ingredients in our CBN sleep gummies. I want to talk a little bit about the differences between taking supplements to help us sleep or versus taking medications like as sleep aids. So first of all, with supplements, you have fewer side effects, right? If you've noticed, if you take a medication for sleep, a lot of times you're left with grogginess. You also can develop a dependence on it. So
you're talking about the prescription stuff now.
Prescription medications. So, I'm just going to use an example like Ambien. It's more and more you need to take the Ambien every night. And then a lot of times your tolerance changes, right? You need more and more. It can leave you with memory issues, right? You could comment more on the
I absolutely. I think Ambien's a terrible, terrible drug. It's a sedative hypnotic. Imagine that. It does work on the GABA receptor, which is one of our main inhibitory neurotransmitters. Is really involved in rest, relaxation, and sleep. But this receptor site that it works on and that enhances the GABA, it's almost like you're just blacking out. It's not even that you're getting a restorative rest. That's the craziest thing. And then not to mention the dosing disparities between a 120-pound or 100-pound female and a 50-pound male.
Sure.
They're waking up so zonked out, not feeling good, still kind of out of it, hypnotic.
Sure.
Terrible drug. Terrible drug. And like you said, dependency and tolerance.
Mm-hmm. You has a very addictive potential there. Yeah.
Other drug, so that works on the GABA receptor, kind of like the benzodiazepines. I have also major beef with that drug class. That's like your Ativan, your Valium, those drugs. There's one for sleep, Restoril, temazepam. They also work on the GABA, but man, they cause all this forgetfulness. Right. And that, you don't remember anything after taking it. And then again, there's dependence, there's tolerance.
Yeah, it's just another memory issue. Yeah.
And you're not getting any restorative sleep from it. So it's a really just a bad path to kind of go down with the drug with
Sure.
those two particular classes of drugs. And then one you're probably familiar with is trazodone,
Yes.
also used widely for sleep. Originally developed as an antidepressant, and I
Okay.
think antipsychotic, or possibly even an anti-epileptic for seizures. I've kind of mixed those up a little, but either way, they started adopting it so widely for sleep use.
Okay.
And you see problems with that when people try to go cold turkey. Now, that's another indicator
Sure.
that something's wrong when you try to go cold turkey and can't come off of
You
it.
show your dependence. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So scary stuff.
Yeah.
So when you take sleep supplements, now I'm talking about, like a supplement, not a medication. When you take sleep supplements, the ingredients in these sleep supplements have other health benefits, which is, just a great thing. So, I mean, they're just beyond sleep. You have additional health benefits to certain things you're taking. We'll get to that too when we start to dissect the ingredients in here.
You know what's weird about natural products for sleep, though? They tend to lack the perceived efficacy, right? People don't seem to think they work, but Ambien works because you just zonked out of your mind,
which
and
also
you're
shows
sleeping, right? So, like, what are your real goals here? Like, you want to identify root cause and get down to some of these nutrient depletions and figure out why your sleep's disrupted, what you can do about it in a more holistic manner.
Right.
So that's where I really think the power of the natural sleep supplements come into play.
100%. Yeah, like to give an example, with medications, I mean, you zonk. It's almost like a blackout good night effect. Whereas sleep supplements, they are designed to help the relaxation, help a little bit of the drowsiness, help calm the stress response, help relax the body.
Yeah.
And then, so if you're lying there and then you're working on your breathing and in conjunction with taking the sleep supplements, guys, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. You have gentler wake ups, right? Because you're not feeling disoriented, groggy, that kind of lack of memory, like, whoa, what just happened? And here's a big one: fewer drug interactions.
Yes. Except when we talked about CBN today, we will talk about it being metabolized by the cytochrome P450 system in the liver, which is where a lot of our drugs go to metabolize, which means there can potentially be some interactions there. But I think dosing matters, of course, and we'll see that the real risk is very low.
Awesome. Yeah, dosing always matters for sure. Okay, so I mean, let's just get right into it, because I know you guys watching are eager about this, because we did launch it. What are we, a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
So we want to give you guys some more information on it. So CBN is the cannabinol.
Okay.
Part of the.
It is cannabinol.
It's cannabinol.
Yeah.
And it's the part. Let's just say CBN is the sleep molecule. It is the sleep molecule of the cannabinoids. It was actually did you know it was discovered in 1896?
I didn't know it was that long ago.
Yes. No. It was discovered in 1896, but it's almost as if it was pushed under the carpet when we had like CBD and THC come into the picture. And so you're seeing a lot more and more about CBN, which is wonderful, because again, it is the sleep molecule. It's the part of it that acts on sleep.
It is the metabolite of THC. So for anybody out there that's ever consumed THC, whether it's been ingested or smoked, they know there's drowsiness associated with it. A lot of times that's your CBN component.
Right.
So that's your metabolite of THC.
Right.
We'll get into that.
Sure. I mean, just a few tidbits here. I mean, research has shown that it's an anti-inflammatory, an anti-convulsant, and antibacterial, and has neuroprotective properties. And unlike THC, it's non-psychoactive. Yeah.
Ish. I agree that it's non-psychoactive, but when we start talking about the word psychotropic and psychoactive, you got to I think it lacks euphoria.
Okay.
So I would say that more so we would focus on the fact that you're not going to have this euphoric high,
right,
if you take CBN.
Right.
But
which comes from the THC.
It comes from the THC.
Correct.
But the molecules are so closely related that's where we'll talk a little bit again about this with the drug screening and the fact that maybe it could potentially have some psychoactive activity.
Okay. All right. So while we're just talking about CBN specifically, because again, there's other ingredients in here that help. Give us your top research on CBN.
I'm sorry, I was just chiming in because those are important points you're making. Very, very good points. But I would say that it's important for people to understand the general gist of the endocannabinoid system. It's really the cannabinoid system, because endo just means endogenous. It's the stuff that the body makes. We make endocannabinoids. That is done in our body. It's in breast milk. It's excreted. We use it. It's incredible stuff. There are two kind of primary binding sites for endocannabinoids. That's the CB1 receptors and CB2. CB1 tend to reside mostly in your brain and your central nervous system.
Okay.
CB2 tend to reside kind of in your peripheral tissues, your immune system, your lungs, all of your other organs. Made up of neurotransmitters, enzymes, receptor sites.
So which one does the CBN latch onto?
CBN is predominantly a CB2 receptor site, but it has low affinity for CB1. So it kind of works on both, but predominantly on CB2.
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. So it's like we have these receptors, and as Dr. Ryan was saying, our endocannabinoid system or a cannabinoid system, it's like we have a cardiovascular system, we have a respiratory system, but nobody talks about that we have an endocannabinoid system, and there's deficiencies that happen there. So if you take a CBN molecule, or a CBN, and it's like a key that goes onto the receptor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of when it attaches it like unlocks it. So
to do its actions,
what it can do can actually happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Just trying to give up a visual.
Think the analogy is probably a little bit better towards like the central nervous system, where the brain and the spinal cord are kind of part of that. The peripheral nervous system. I mean, cardiovascular is definitely a system, but because receptor site, that doesn't matter. We won't even have to get into all those details. Now you're describing when you consume CBN as exogenous. Exogenous. So that is no longer part of your endocannabinoids, because endo is inside, exo is outside. Gotcha. So we consume. So why are we consuming? Does the body not have the ability to do it on its own? It does, but most systems degrade over time, and you can really throw them out of whack. They can become very imbalanced. And so there's a theory, and the science is still somewhat loose, but I think it's getting closer to more conclusive that, the CBD and the CBN and some of these minor cannabinoids exert pharmacological effect. Right. So they are having an effect on the system. And so it can be powerful stuff when used properly, when used dosed correctly, in the right dosage form, at the right time of day, with the right expectations, all that stuff.
Right. Awesome. Okay. Anything else about CBN that you want to highlight?
I think it's important. Like, it's endocannabinoid system. Let me just read down, because it regulates a lot of different functions. You got mood and anxiety, you have appetite and depression, you've got pain perception. That's why pain is such a big part of CBD. That's a different conversation, but maybe you can watch our other one on CBD, because pain is a big part. Sleep cycle, of course, is involved regulating sleep and awake cycles. Memory and learning, which we just talked about a lot, about the restorative functions of sleeping, because Ambien and benzodiazepines and trazodone don't do a good job at that. Sure. They disrupt it. Immune function, I just mentioned. Yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, not it. I mean, but big picture.
All right, big picture for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's a wonderful molecule. It really, really is. And the more and more you do research on it, the more you just find, of its positive benefits. I mean, even this one here, the neuroprotective potential, early research indicates CBN may support brain health and help slow neurodegenerative diseases like ALS. So it's just
a study that come from a study.
Yeah. So just like powerful stuff on the brain. So I'm saying, if you look it up, you'll find more and more research coming out. I mean, it's been around a long time. Okay, let's jump into what else is in our CBN sleep gummies. So we have L-theanine. Now, I'm a big proponent of L-theanine. I love it. One of our daughters, tends to be kind of anxious and tense at night. So wired but tired type. Yeah. So we give her L-theanine. A range of benefits: relaxation, focus, overall well-being. The biggest thing is it promotes the relaxation without drowsiness. It reduces stress and anxiety. That's right. Boosts mood and emotional well-being. Here's some other other things: supports heart health and neuroprotective. Again, this is what I'm saying too, when I said from the beginning, typically our sleep supplements that we take, they have other health benefits in there. So when I'm talking about this L-theanine and how it supports heart health and has neuroprotective benefits, this is all great. So beyond helping us sleep and helping our bodies relax and reduce anxiety, which also, keeps us awake, it has other health benefits.
It does. GABA also. Remember, I just mentioned GABA, so the inhibitory neurotransmitter. So different receptor sites. The GABA, it's a inhibitory neurotransmitter, and L-theanine can exert some effects on the GABA receptor. So
yeah. So sometimes I feel like when he says things, it's so medical and technical. I just feel like I'm good at bringing it down a little bit.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that balance.
But L-theanine helps reduce the stress and anxiety by increasing calming brain chemicals like GABA and serotonin, right? Without making you feel this grogginess. So yes, acts on the GABA and serotonin. Okay, next is L-tryptophan.
Oh, nice. Precursor of 5-HTP.
Yes.
Do we know what serotonin does, the neurotransmitter serotonin?
Sure, definitely.
Yeah. Mood, balance, relaxation.
Right.
Rest.
And you'll notice too, a lot of sleep supplements do have 5-HTP in it.
Yes. Yes. Tryptophan does a good job of acting as a precursor for it. So
great job. And I will tell you, I don't know why, but this is total personal to me. And I have narrowed this down by using multiple sleep supplements, just trying them. When I take exogenous, so when I take oral something with 5-HTP in it, I have the opposite effect.
Ooh.
And I've narrowed it down. It's like once I remove that one ingredient, but the L-tryptophan is so good for me. And I actually showed when I had my, when I did a big micronutrient panel that did all your amino acids and everything, I was actually lower in L-tryptophan. So, I mean, it's a great thing for me. Maybe that's another reason why this works so well for me. But if you think about tryptophan too, that's like in your turkey and milk, right? This is where they say like have a glass of milk before bed, or why you feel so sleepy after a turkey dinner, or maybe it's that you overate as well. I don't know, but it's in them. And it really helps promote better sleep. It's a precursor to serotonin, which converts melatonin, helping regulate sleep cycles and improve quality. So regulating sleep cycles is a big deal, right? Because that's a goal, right? We're trying to work with our body and be going to bed and waking up around the same time. We're working with our body cycle.
Gosh, which is so unfortunate for a lot of the people that really need help with sleep, which is our first responders. So people that work night shifts, people that are, traversing different time zones and getting lots of jet lag. And I feel for you guys, and especially the first responders and some of the athletes, because athletes also suffer from nasty sleep cycles. Because this could potentially flag a drug screen. I would be very cautious about using CBN for possibility of failing a drug test. Because I think some of the drug tests, I don't know which ones, I don't know exactly how the labs do it, but it's a very similar molecule. Remember, the CBN is a metabolite of THC.
Right.
And I think they used to test for CBN because that was the stuff that deposited in your tissue, so it would reside there longer, so they can kind of sense it, sensitivity or specificity, those two things. Anyway, if you get drug tested, CBN is probably not the best bet for you guys. And I apologize because I know you need it. And I know it would be very helpful for you.
Sure. And I don't know if it's ever a discussion to ask with who, the company that's testing you. Who knows?
I know.
So other things that L-tryptophan does, here I go again, it has other health benefits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enhances mood, reduces anxiety, supports cognitive function. By improving the serotonin levels, contribute to better focus, memory, mental clarity. We all need that. Helps with stress management. We all need that. And supports muscle recovery and performance. And one more I have is may help with PMS symptoms.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And again, it's all due to its role in the serotonin production. So it can help alleviate mood swings and irritability associated with PMS. So I'm not talking about cramps and all that, but I'm talking about women, and
Yeah, absolutely.
we have those days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
What else? Well, let's go down. Let's talk about chamomile. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of chamomile. I mean, there's chamomile tea, which is very known as like
very known as relaxing, sleepy.
Yes.
Sleepy time tea.
Yeah, right. And it has a mild sedative effect.
It's the main active constituent is apigenin. So it has this real powerful
which is an antioxidant, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it can act on GABA receptors as well. I think in different other multiple places. But awesome. Yeah, chamomile's been around for a long, long, long time.
Right. Reduces anxiety and stress. Again, you're seeing these common denominators here, right? Anxiety and stress. These are things that prevent us from sleeping. It's not just like our bodies can sleep as our bodies can sleep. It's our minds.
Yeah, and that's that nasty feedback loop that you get stuck in where your stress and anxiety is high, therefore disrupting your sleep. Therefore, you get less sleep, and then your stress and anxiety is amplified. And it's like this freaking wicked cycle that we need to break. So having some of these adaptogens, and that's one of the cool things about the estrogen when we talk about that too, being an adaptogenic. Is that next? Let's just go into it.
Well, I was just going to say the other health benefits here real quick about chamomile, because again, we have other health benefits when we take certain supplements. And it soothes digestive issues. And sometimes a digestive issue is what's keeping you up at night.
Oh, yeah. True.
Right. So kind of get both benefits there. Supports muscle relaxation. Same thing for like relaxing the body.
Yep.
May reduce nighttime awakening. So that's the whole thing. We want to fall asleep wonderful, but we need to stay asleep.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just a caffeine-free alternative to tea. So if you do a chamomile tea or whatever,
sure. Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, so estrogen. So one of my biggest things in my research here with estrogen is, while it's not a direct sleep aid, right? It's in here for a reason. Its benefits for gut health and nutrient absorption can enhance the effectiveness of sleep promoting supplements and contribute to better overall rest. So the ingredients that you're taking, estrogen helps your body absorb them, and it has very powerful benefits for gut health. And if you know, like gut health, serotonin,
produced and stored. Most of it's produced and stored in the gut lining.
Right. So you might think, what the heck does gut have to do with my sleep? It has a lot to do with your sleep.
It does.
So
it's funny. I didn't put that. I put that ingredient in, but for different reasons. I didn't know that. So that's cool info. The astragalus, for me, just ancient Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine. You're talking about millennia of this being used more so as an adaptogenic, so physical and physiological stress relief. And so it's recognizing that sleep stress cycle. I wanted to get something else in there like that. And we already had ashwagandha in our super greens for you guys that are paying attention. Another great adaptogen that you can get in our organic super greens. Cool.
Go to.
Oh, before I forget too, the ingredients used in here are organic. It didn't qualify to meet full organic specs, so therefore it's not USDA certified organic, but you'll notice it is organic ingredients, which is cool.
I'm scrolling through trying to find it on our website. Here we go. Okay, so it is live on our website. It's been there for about a week and a half.
Yeah.
So the dosing is 2. So you see them. You see them right here on top. If you haven't tried them yet, I will tell you they're really good.
Good, right?
I enjoy them. Member price, if you are a member, if you're not, you should be. $14.95. So that's for 30 days, guys. I mean, there's 60 gummies in here. So 30-day supply for under $15, and then just $19.95 if you are not a member. And it's not something where you have to use every night, but you definitely can. Right? Yeah.
Well, I would. And it's like Stu says here, can CBN compare to other sleep aids like melatonin or CBD? So like you can use it every single night. Personally, I would always want to alternate this kind of stuff. I don't think I would ever want to fully rely upon a sleep aid, but some people may need to. And this is one that you can do that with. Whereas melatonin, you probably should not, right? Like I know we've talked about mixed reports of melatonin. Melatonin is powerful, man. It's powerful. It's a hormone. It's an antioxidant. It has all these great benefits. But the more you use it, and especially the high doses I'm seeing on the market now, it's crazy high doses, bonkers. You don't want that stuff. But you're seeing high doses of melatonin, which can very much suppress some of your normal secretion of melatonin from the pineal gland. So you can affect your sleep-wake cycle dramatically with it and mess up some other stuff because melatonin now we realize is involved in other things. So that's why you will not see melatonin in our CBN sleep gummy. That was an intentional move to leave it out. CBD, yes, but it's not shown to be as beneficial as CBN for sleep. I think CBN is a metabolite of CBD, but under like high heat or oxidation or something, but that doesn't matter. CBN is really your sleep molecule.
No, like while CBD can help, you'll notice a dramatic difference. To me, CBD definitely has more of a relaxation and like stress reduction. But when it comes to sleep, I mean, CBN it works so well for me.
So good. Yeah, and then the magnesium too is a really powerful tool. So don't stop doing the magnesium. You can add magnesium too. You need magnesium anyway. It's an essential mineral, so you have to get that in your diet somewhere. So definitely, I love it at night. And if you take the CBN sleep gummy, win-win because they work on way different pathways. Actually, no, magnesium. Funny enough, magnesium does actually touch on the GABA receptor too. Oh, how about that?
Nah.
Cool.
And right now, Dr. Ryan is just going through. If you guys have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments area. And it doesn't even have to be a question. I like your comments as well.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And again, like we said at the beginning, make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you follow us. It's a load of information, and that's our goal. We want to provide wonderful, amazing products, but also the education that goes with it. Because if you don't know what you're taking and why you're taking it, guys, there's really no point. It's all too common. Also, when you go to, someone was just making a comment. I think it was Annie was making a comment about prescriptions that she was prescribed, but like no one told her anything about it. It's like you go to the doctor for something. Hey, doc, I can't sleep, and they just write you a prescription. Here you go, take this. Go to the pharmacy, get it filled, and you leave there not knowing anything. And then you're on to do your own research. Like, should I be taking this? Should I take this every night? What are the side effects? So education is
the drugs can really do a lot to deplete other vitamins and minerals too. And I've tried to really bring that out a lot, like drug-induced nutrient depletion. So that's another real big benefit between the synthetic drug class molecules and some of these natural ingredients.
Yes. Tony here said he's experimented. You just went on it. There you go. Right, he's experimented with dosing, and 1 gummy and 1 magnesium has been great for him. That's awesome. Just make sure you're getting enough magnesium in general, though, because it's not, magnesium has so many benefits, right? It's not just for sleep. So we want to make sure we're dosing properly so our magnesium is at a high enough level.
Yeah, it's so many questions here.
Can we use CBN with CBD, sleep patches, magnesium at the same time? I mean, I don't think there's a need to combine CBN with CBD. I mean, can't hurt.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think CBD can be more safely used in different hours of the day. Even CBN could be dosed during the day. You just want to determine what effects it has on you.
Right. Again, it's not going to have that like a medication where you take this CBN sleep gummies and you're like, whoa, boom,
boom.
You know, it just remember what it does to your body, everything we just went over.
Yeah, calming nerves. Yep, exactly, exactly. Sleep patch is just for you to determine with. There are some overlap ingredients, different absorption rates. You know, different. I mean, so it's fine. I don't see any high dose alerts or any contraindications to doing that. So you can experiment on your own with that. But my recommendation would be to start with 1, experiment, maybe bring the other on board, see what you like better.
What's the best time to take the CBN if you're using it for sleep? I mean, give yourself an hour before.
1 hour.
Yeah.
I'd like for you to do an hour because it does have some sugar in it because they are gummies. And so I would love for you to just do that like at least 1 hour before bed.
And sometimes because again, I'm the one that I take sleep supplements. If I don't take it an hour before, say I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to bed and I take it like 20 minutes before, I end up lying in bed, like, I don't know, more anxiously waiting to relax. It's a really weird thing. I know I'm a head case. I know it's very mental. But when I take it an hour before and then like maybe I get in bed, you know, within 30 minutes and then I do some reading, I just feel so naturally relaxed that it's like time to close my book and shut the lights out. Yeah. It's a great feeling. Right?
Yeah. Agreed.
I guess I didn't answer the full things. Yes. No, magnesium always. This is not a substitute for magnesium by any means. Magnesium is so important for so many different enzymatic reactions in your body. So yes. Now taking the sleep patch and CBN, I mean, they're different things that they can be taken together. I mean, I don't know if you'll necessarily need it, but, you know, experiment with what works for you. Will sleep gummies interrupt fasting?
4 grams of sugar will.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 grams of sugar will. Yeah. Yeah. And that was the challenge with the CBN gummy. We're no fans of added sugar. Trust me, that's a big challenge for us in formulating. And I would just say awareness is key here. You know, if additional added sugars are your biggest concern, there's other areas to cut from your daily intake. Right. And when you look at the benefits, the risk benefit, I think typically you could say, okay, I'm cool with this 4 grams of sugar for 2 gummies. And to get those ingredients in. We've toyed with other dosage forms, but at the end of the day, really kind of settled on the highest, say, adherence or compliance to it. Right. Without causing too much fluid overload too, right before bed. Sure. And I don't want to like divert here, but like when it comes to fasting, and I don't want to say this is a personal thing, but this is you know, I've been listening to a lot of doctors speak on this, and more and more information is coming out about it. A lot of people use intermittent fasting just to help yourself eat less, right? Control that eating window. It not necessarily, oh my gosh, if you only ate 8 hours and then you're going to have the sleep gummies before bed, that whole thing is thrown out the door. But a lot of times we do fasting for autophagy, right? Cell turnover, those health benefits, but there is nothing better for autophagy than exercise. So remember that. And probably restful sleep. Yeah. Boom. All right, look, there's 2 questions here that kind of have some overlap here, and I want to address them both. So here's Shawnee saying, any recommendations to kids for struggle with anxiety and sleep? Kids, anxiety, and sleep. Then there's Jennifer, I heard you mention that you give it to your daughter. Can I give it to my 7-year-old intermittently? The answer is no on CBN sleep gummy for children. For children, she said we give our child L-theanine, and you can also do magnesium. Yes, we do both of those. Those 2 can be very, very beneficial for both the issues that are right here in front of you. I would not recommend the CBN for children. Correct. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny, of course, with the gummies. Our daughter's like, "Oh, can I have one?"
Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
These are not the children's gummies. What else?
So I don't
Anything
know.
else?
Yeah.
All right, well, guys. I mean, great questions. A lot of them is overlap, so I'm hoping that we did answer them. If you always go back and rewatch this. What else?
I think I covered everything I wanted to cover.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So if you have any further questions, if something comes up, email me, lisa@livegood.com. Love to help you with your health and wellness questions. So very excited about this one. It's been a work in progress, right?
Yeah.
It took a lot longer to launch than we expected, but I'm a big proponent of it because I use it and it helps me a lot. So I hope it helps you too. So again, further questions, email me. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Check out our website for all of our other amazing products. And until next time, we'll see you next Monday. We might be talking about
skincare, probably. Yeah.
So maybe if we have it all.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all. Have a great week. See y'all. Bye-bye.